Welcome to my American History Notes. I'm going to read some notes I've made on American history. I hope that you'll feel free to comment on them. In present day North Carolina, poor former indentured servants planted tobacco and created a more democratic society, limiting land grants to 660 acres. This is in the 1700s, late 1600s, early 1700s. In 1710, a German baron brought over 1,000 German and Swiss settlers to found the town of New Bern, which was almost wiped out in the war with the Tuscarora Indians. By 1729, all but one of the proprietors had sold out to the crown, as while both North, which split off in 1712, and South Carolina were successful for the settlers, they did not satisfy the owners. The two halves became the royal provinces of North Carolina and South Carolina, something which happened to every French and English colony except Calvert's, Maryland, and Penn's, Pennsylvania. Now let's talk a little bit about religious liberty in colonial America. First, let's understand the difference between the two groups of people who played a profound part in the formation of religious liberty in this country. Because religious freedom, not capitalism, which has become socialism, or any other of the freedoms which people whine about being threatened or stolen today, is the greatest legacy of America, and the situation here has been unlike any other major country in history. When we're called to appreciate what we have, it is the freedom of conscience and freedom of worship that shines as a beacon of uniqueness in the world and needs to be appreciated more. Now, Puritans were essentially seeking to purify the Church of England from inside and did not wish to break away from the communion of their mother. In spite of Morrison calling separatist left-wing Puritans, quote unquote, they believed that the Church of England was apostate and wanted to establish independent congregations apart from their mother church. They were profoundly influenced by the so-called, quote, Anabaptist groups of church history from the 2nd through the 16th century, who did not believe in infant baptism, but in the baptism of the believer. And the title, quote, Anabaptist means rebaptizer. Rebaptizing adult believers was illegal in countries dominated by political Christianity, just as refusing to baptize your infants was. Infant baptism is not the same as infant dedication, which is a symbolic act whereby the parent solemnly promised to raise the child in a Christian manner. Infant baptism is supposed to impart salvation to the child, bringing him or her into the community of believers, who then must be taught to act as a Christian, eventually perhaps to be confirmed in his or her belief and faith, and then isn't always in danger of losing their salvation if they don't act correctly or receive forgiveness at the hands of a priest. This doctrine varies greatly between different churches, such as Roman Catholic or Church of England, as to the exact means of imparting grace and the time of one's salvation, and what it takes to lose salvation and return to the ranks of the infidels who are going to hell. Now, next we're going to talk about the separatist wing of the Church of England and the two churches in particular it gave birth to. Feel free to make comments on what I say. If you disagree, I like to see it. Tell me why you disagree, provide your citation so I can learn. All right? And correct myself. Thank you.